Once America's picture-perfect family band, the Willis clan was torn apart by scandal, and their lives were never the same. In 2025, fans still wonder what became of the 12 talented siblings after their world was shattered. Some have rebuilt careers, others stepped away from the spotlight, and a few live quietly out of public view. Here's where each of them is now. Jenny Willis. Jenny Willis, born in 1994, is the third eldest of the Willis siblings and has taken a markedly private path compared to some of her family members. Growing up in a highly public family, Jenny experienced the intense scrutiny that comes with performing from a young age. Like her siblings, she was trained in music and dance, participating in the family band's performances and television appearances. However, the family's public exposure came with significant challenges, and in the wake of her father's scandal, Jenny made the conscious decision to step away from performing entirely. Since leaving the spotlight, Jenny has prioritized building a stable, grounded life centered on her family and faith. She married and embraced motherhood, focusing her energies on raising her children and nurturing a home life that contrasts sharply with the public performances of her early years. Her commitment to family and personal values reflects a desire for normalcy and privacy, which she maintains carefully. Unlike some of her siblings who continue in music or activism, Jenny rarely engages with media or public events, making her life largely private and shielded from the public eye. While she avoids the broader spotlight, Jenny does occasionally appear in family reunion posts or social media updates shared by her siblings. These rare glimpses highlight her enduring bond with her family, showing that she remains connected and supportive even while living a more secluded life. Through these appearances, fans and followers get a sense of her warmth, humility, and the joy she derives from her children and faith-centered life. Jenny's choice to live privately demonstrates a deliberate shift from public performance to personal fulfillment. She embodies a quieter form of resilience, having navigated early fame and family upheaval to create a life rooted in love, spirituality, and domestic stability. Her journey underscores the varied paths the Willis siblings have taken in adulthood, showing that success and happiness can be defined beyond public recognition. Willis Fischer. Willis Fischer, the eldest of the 12 Willis siblings, has emerged as one of the most prominent figures to come out of the family's long shadow. Born around 1992-1993, Jessica's early life was deeply entwined with the family's musical career. From a young age, she performed alongside her siblings, touring extensively and appearing on television programs that showcased the family band's talents. Despite the public spotlight, Jessica's childhood was marked by challenges behind the scenes, including her father's controversial behavior and eventual arrest, which would later shape her personal and professional journey. In 2016, Jessica made the pivotal decision to step away from the family band, seeking autonomy and a chance to redefine her identity outside the family's fame. This break was both personal and professional. She needed space to heal from past traumas and to explore her own musical vision. Over the following years, Jessica honed her craft, developing a sound that blended introspective lyrics with contemporary pop and folk influences. Her dedication culminated in the release of 2 solo albums, with her latest, Blooming, 2025, reflecting a matured artistry and a willingness to confront personal experiences through music. The album received critical praise for its emotional honesty and lyrical depth, solidifying Jessica as a serious solo artist in her own right. Beyond music, Jessica is also an accomplished author. Her memoir, Unspeakable, candidly recounts the abuse she endured within her family and her journey toward healing. The book has resonated with readers worldwide, establishing her as a courageous voice in survivor advocacy. She frequently partners with child advocacy organizations and leads training events, sharing her insights and offering support to those navigating similar challenges. Balancing her professional life with her personal one, Jessica is married to Sean Fischer, and together they are raising their children while maintaining her dual roles as musician and activist. Her story is one of resilience, transformation, and a commitment to using her platform to amplify the voices of survivors, making her not only a talented artist, but also a significant figure in social advocacy. Jaime Willis. As a teenager, Jaime Willis appeared occasionally on the family's TLC show, participating in musical performances, dance routines, and family-centered programming. While these appearances offered glimpses of her talent and personality, Jaime's role was more of a supportive nature compared to older siblings who pursued significant solo endeavors. Growing up in the shadow of the family's high-profile performances, she experienced firsthand the pressures and public scrutiny associated with being part of a well-known performing family. Since her teenage years, Jaime has chosen to step away from the public eye entirely. Unlike siblings such as Jessica, Jet, or Jack, she has not pursued a visible career in music, dance, or media. No official updates exist regarding her professional endeavors, education, or personal projects, indicating a deliberate commitment to privacy. This conscious withdrawal reflects a desire to live life free from media exposure, focusing instead on personal growth and private experiences. Her absence from interviews, social media activity, and public performances underscores a clear preference for a low-profile, grounded lifestyle. Jaime's decision to remain out of the public eye aligns with the pattern seen among the youngest Willis siblings, who have largely been shielded from the intense scrutiny and controversy that affected the older family members. While she is not publicly active, Jaime remains connected to her family, occasionally appearing in private gatherings, group photos, or family-centered social media posts. These moments reveal her continued bond with her siblings and her place within the family dynamic, even as she maintains her personal privacy. Jack Willis Jackson. Jack Willis is one of the younger Willis siblings who has cultivated a reputation as a highly talented and versatile performer. From an early age, Jack demonstrated a remarkable aptitude for both music and dance, reflecting the family's long-standing commitment to rigorous performance training. Over the years, he has mastered multiple instruments, including drums, banjo, guitar, and piano, combining technical proficiency with expressive artistry. His skills are complemented by his achievements in dance, particularly in swing and partner styles, where he has earned several awards in national and regional competitions. This dual mastery of music and movement sets him apart as one of the most multifaceted performers among the Willis siblings. Unlike some of his sisters, who have either stepped away from public performance or pursued solo careers, Jack has maintained a degree of visibility through selective performances. He is not as publicly active or media-focused as Jessica or Jet, preferring to let his work on stage and in collaborative projects speak for itself. Fans of the Willis family occasionally see him perform at regional venues or in private shows, where his skill on the drums and other instruments, combined with his dynamic dance abilities, draws admiration from both audiences and peers. Jack is believed to still reside in Tennessee, maintaining strong ties to his musical roots and the local performance community. He occasionally collaborates with his siblings on musical projects, reflecting a continued familial connection and shared passion for artistry. These collaborations, though infrequent and often low-profile, demonstrate the enduring creative bond among the Willis children, particularly in blending multi-instrumental performances with choreographed movement. While Jack does not pursue extensive media exposure, his dedication to music and dance remains central to his life. Through a balance of private practice, selective public appearances, and collaborative projects, he continues to develop as a performer while preserving a sense of personal privacy. Jediah Willis. Unlike several of his siblings who maintained musical careers or engaged in public advocacy, Jediah Willis stepped back from the spotlight entirely, focusing on personal stability and family. Growing up in the highly visible environment of the family band, he was exposed early to both the rigor of performance and the pressures of public scrutiny. These experiences likely shaped his decision to pursue a life away from the media and public attention. In 2020, Jediah married, marking a significant milestone in his personal life. Although he has not publicly discussed his relationship in interviews, glimpses of the wedding surfaced online through social media posts, providing fans a rare insight into his private celebration. Since then, Jediah has centered his life on his marriage and family, cultivating a sense of normalcy and privacy that contrasts sharply with his upbringing in a widely televised household. Beyond family life, Jediah has focused on private work, though details about his career or professional endeavors are scarce. This deliberate avoidance of media attention suggests a preference for stability and personal fulfillment over public recognition. Friends and family describe him as grounded and thoughtful, someone who values meaningful personal connections over the transient attention of fame. Jediah's low-profile lifestyle underscores a conscious effort to reclaim control over his narrative. He has largely avoided interviews, press appearances, or public performances, choosing instead to build a life that prioritizes privacy, family, and personal well-being. Occasional social media updates, shared by close family or spotted in reunion posts, confirm his continued ties to the Willis family while reinforcing his preference for discretion. Jada Willis. Jada Willis is one of the youngest members of the Willis family and, as of 2025, is 16 years old. Being a minor, she has been deliberately shielded from public exposure, in line with the family's decision to protect the youngest siblings from media scrutiny and the pressures of performance. Unlike her older siblings, who were heavily involved in the family band and appeared on television from a young age, Jada has grown up largely out of the public eye, allowing her to experience a more typical adolescence. It is likely that Jada is still attending school, focusing on her education and daily life outside of any professional or public commitments. The family's emphasis on privacy means there are no verified updates about her personal interests, hobbies, or extracurricular activities. Unlike siblings such as Jessica or Jet, who actively share aspects of their lives on social media or through performances, Jada's life remains closely guarded, reflecting the family's intent to provide a sense of normalcy and security for their youngest members. Occasional glimpses of Jada appear in family reunion photos or social media posts shared by her older siblings. These images confirm her continued presence within the family, but are rare and carefully curated, ensuring that she is not exposed to unnecessary public attention. Even in these limited appearances, she is presented within the context of family gatherings and sibling relationships, emphasizing her connection to the family unit rather than any public-facing role. The approach to Jada's upbringing highlights a significant shift in the Willis family's handling of their youngest children. Whereas the older siblings' childhoods were defined by public performance and scrutiny, Jada's environment prioritizes privacy, education, and personal development. By limiting exposure, the family aims to give her the freedom to explore her identity and interests without external pressures. Juliet Willis. As a child, Juliet Willis was surrounded by music, dance, and the high-energy environment of rehearsals, performances, and tours. Unlike some of her older siblings who actively participated on stage or later pursued solo careers, Juliet's role during those years was more observational, absorbing the performance culture of her family while remaining relatively shielded from the direct pressures of performing in front of audiences. By 2025, Juliet has chosen a path away from public performance. Unlike siblings such as Jessica or Jet, who have actively maintained musical careers, Juliet appears to prioritize privacy and personal development. She has not pursued public musical projects, dance endeavors, or media appearances, instead maintaining a low-profile lifestyle. Her minimal presence on social media reflects this approach. She shares little about her daily life, focusing instead on personal interests and private activities rather than cultivating a public persona. This protective approach is consistent with how the younger Willis siblings have been raised in the aftermath of family scandals. Juliet, like some of her siblings, has been deliberately shielded from extensive publicity, allowing her the freedom to explore her identity without the pressures of fame. While she remains part of the family network, she is largely absent from public-facing projects, interviews, or large-scale performances, signaling a deliberate effort to maintain autonomy over her personal life. Although she has not sought out the spotlight, Juliet likely retains a foundational connection to the family's musical legacy, having grown up immersed in the same creative environment as her siblings. Family gatherings and private events occasionally highlight her presence, reinforcing her ties to her siblings and the broader family unit while maintaining the discretion she values. Janette Jet Piet is one of the younger Willis siblings who has successfully merged her musical upbringing with adult life centered on family and creativity. From her earliest years, Jet was immersed in the family's musical world, developing strong skills in singing, instrumental performance, and stage presence. Unlike some siblings who moved away from performing after the family's scandal, Jet has continued to cultivate her musical talents, though in a more selective and personally meaningful way. In 2018, Jet married musician Corey Piat, forging both a personal and professional partnership. Their shared love of music has become a cornerstone of their relationship, with the couple frequently collaborating on performances and musical projects. In 2019, they welcomed their daughter, Alice Mariah Piat, adding motherhood into the mix of their busy, music-filled lives. Jet's life now revolves around balancing her roles as a wife, mother, and musician, and she has embraced this multifaceted identity with visible joy and commitment. Musically, Jet has carved out a niche that combines performance, teaching, and intimate collaboration. She teaches Irish whistle, passing on her instrumental expertise to students while keeping the art form alive within her community. In addition to teaching, she occasionally performs alongside Corey at local events, small venues, and private gatherings, maintaining her connection to the music scene without the pressures of high-profile fame. Her performances reflect both technical skill and an evident passion for music, echoing the family's performance roots while allowing her a level of creative independence. Jet's Instagram provides a window into this balanced lifestyle, showing snapshots of her life that intertwine motherhood, marriage, and musical pursuits. Through her social media, followers can see her nurturing her daughter, sharing musical moments with Corey, and celebrating milestones in both family and artistic life. This blend of personal and professional engagement reflects her approach to adulthood, one that honors her past as a performer while embracing the responsibilities and joys of family life. Anna Willis. Anna Willis is one of the youngest sisters in the Willis family, and she reached the milestone of adulthood in 2025. Unlike her older siblings, who spent significant portions of their childhood performing in the family band and appearing on television, Anna was largely shielded from public exposure. The family's decision to protect the youngest members from media scrutiny has meant that she has grown up in relative privacy, away from the spotlight and the controversies that surrounded the older Willis children. From a young age, Anna experienced the structured environment of a family focused on performance and music. But she was given the freedom to develop her interests and personality away from cameras and public attention. This approach allowed her to have a more conventional childhood compared to older siblings, with opportunities to focus on education, hobbies, and personal growth without the pressure of constant public scrutiny. While she may have participated informally in family gatherings or private musical activities, there is no indication that she pursued professional performance, and the family has been careful to maintain her privacy in all public communications. As of 2025, there is no reliable media coverage detailing Anna's life as an adult. She has not engaged in social media activity, interviews, or public appearances, consistent with the family's effort to allow the youngest children to establish boundaries and develop independent identities. Any glimpses of her life that reach the public sphere are limited to carefully curated family group photos or posts shared by older siblings, which emphasize familial connection while respecting her privacy. The decision to protect Joy, Anna, and other younger Willis children reflects a broader strategy by the family to prioritize well-being and normalcy over public exposure, particularly in the aftermath of past scandals. This approach has allowed her to navigate adolescence and early adulthood with greater autonomy and a sense of security. Jairme Willis. Jairme Willis, born in 1993, is widely recognized as one of the most musically versatile members of the Willis family. A true multi-instrumentalist, Jair has mastered guitar, cello, mandolin, whistles, and banjo, blending these talents with his natural rhythmic ability to create a distinctive sound. From an early age, he was immersed in the family's musical environment, developing not only technical proficiency, but also a deep understanding of performance dynamics and stage presence. Beyond his instrumental skills, Jair is also a skilled dancer, often incorporating movement into his performances, reflecting the family's long-standing emphasis on combining music and choreography. While many of his siblings have pursued more public careers, Jair has chosen a relatively private path. He remains musically active, performing locally in Nashville, a city synonymous with country, folk, and Americana music. Despite not seeking major media attention, he maintains a presence within the Nashville music community, collaborating with local musicians and occasionally contributing to small-scale productions. His performances, often intimate in scale, showcase his instrumental versatility and have earned him a dedicated, if understated, following among peers and fans of the family. Jair shares glimpses of his musical projects and family life on social media, though he is selective in what he posts. These updates reveal a grounded individual who values privacy, but enjoys connecting with fans through music and personal milestones. He has largely avoided interviews, preferring to let his music speak for itself rather than engage in extensive media commentary. Despite his low public profile, Jair sometimes reunites with siblings for private performances or small-scale shows, maintaining a musical bond with the family while cultivating his own path. These appearances, though rare, demonstrate his continued commitment to performance and his enduring connection to the familial musical legacy. Jasmine Willis. Jasmine Willis grows up in the intense spotlight of the family band. From a young age, she demonstrated natural talent as both a singer and a dancer, contributing to the family's musical and performance routines. Her early years were filled with rigorous rehearsals, touring, and appearances on television programs that highlighted the Willis children's collective talents. Jasmine's presence on stage reflected not only her skill, but also the family's emphasis on precise choreography and musical harmony, with her performances often praised for energy and charm. Following the family's scandal, Jasmine chose to step back from public performing, prioritizing privacy and personal development over continued exposure. Unlike older siblings who pursued solo careers or public advocacy, Jasmine has largely avoided media attention, social media platforms, and interviews. This deliberate withdrawal reflects a desire to live a more ordinary, low-profile life while distancing herself from the scrutiny that came with her childhood fame. Fans and observers occasionally spot her in family group photos or social media posts shared by her siblings, but these appearances are rare and carefully curated, underscoring her commitment to discretion. By 2025, Jasmine seems focused on personal pursuits rather than any professional or public performance career. While the specifics of her interests remain largely private, it is evident that she is investing in education, hobbies, and life experiences outside the entertainment industry. Her choice to live privately allows her to explore her individuality and develop a sense of self independent of the family brand, marking a clear shift from the structured, public performance life of her childhood. Despite stepping away from the spotlight, Jasmine retains connections with her siblings and family, participating in occasional private gatherings and reunion events. These moments demonstrate that while she has chosen a life away from public performance, she continues to value familial bonds and shared experiences with her brothers and sisters. Joerger Willis. As the youngest child in the family, Joerger Willis has spent virtually his entire life outside the public spotlight. His earliest public appearances were limited to brief television features as a toddler, capturing moments of the family's daily life and performances. Since those early glimpses, he has remained entirely private, with the family intentionally shielding him from media exposure and the pressures that accompany life in the public eye. Growing up in a household shaped by music and performance, Joerger has nevertheless experienced a markedly different childhood from his older siblings. While older children spent significant time on stage, touring, and participating in televised performances, Joerger's environment has focused on family life, education, and a sense of normalcy. The family has deliberately kept him out of social media and public programming, prioritizing his safety, well-being, and the ability to develop his personality and interests free from public scrutiny. As a result, no verified information exists regarding Joerger's hobbies, schooling, or day-to-day activities. Any public glimpse of him comes only through carefully curated family photos or reunion posts shared by older siblings, often showing him in the context of family gatherings rather than any public performance. These rare appearances highlight the family's ongoing commitment to protecting the youngest members while maintaining their place within the family unit. What do you think about the current lives of the Willis children? Leave us your comments in the section below. We hope you have found this helpful video. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you like it. Thank you for watching this, and see you in the next videos. Goodbye.